So this is Kenny Santos. I'm actually in the Arctic Circle now. Those of you that know me, you know that I'm on a cruise in Norway. Not nearly as cold as I thought it would be. Sun's about to set, but what's interesting is that even when the sun set, it never really gets dark, at least at this time of the year. Anyway, I got a quick question for you. Do you want to know how to, 2 words actually. Do you want to know 2 words that'll assist you in winning an argument? And so here's the thing. A lot of people think that, to win an argument, you have to, make someone else agree with you. But ultimately, if you make someone else agree with you and you have them bow down and say, you know what, Kenny, you're right, I was wrong, you haven't really won, because there's still that tension between you. Even though you really think you're right, and there's still that tension, and you haven't won a thing. And so, to really win an argument is to really keep the relationship intact. And so, those 2 words that I'm talking about are just saying, you're right. And when you're saying you're right, you're ultimately saying that you care more about the relationship than about being right. All right. And so here's the thing is that, an example, I got an email from one of my mentors, and he was saying, there was a disagreement between a husband and wife about the name of a movie. Let's say the name was Lord of the Rings, and she kept saying, we're going to go see Lord of the Kings tonight. And, he corrected her once, Lord of the Kings, or Lord of the Rings. And she said, no, it's not. It's called Lord of the Rings. And as you can imagine, that could have escalated. Say, no, it's not. It's called Lord of the Rings. I read it in high school, yada, 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 back and forth. And ultimately, if that went on further, that back and forth argument, when they got to the theater and she said, oh yeah, it is called Lord of the Rings, she would have felt bad, and there really isn't an argument won. However, if he just acquiesced, which is what he did, he just kind of said, okay, we're going to go see Lord of the Kings, right? And so when they went to the movie theater, they saw the marquee, it said Lord of the Rings, and she said, oh, I was mistaken, it is called Lord of the Rings. And so, you know what, and at that point, he could have really rubbed it in and said, I told you it was Lord of the Rings, I read it in high school, but he didn't. And him doing that is ultimately saying, you know what, I care more about our marriage than about being right in this particular argument, right? He won that argument, right? It's not he won the argument, they both won that argument. And so, you know what, when you're saying you're right to someone, especially if you know that you're really right, you're ultimately saying, you know what, I care more about you and care more about our relationship than I do about being right, all right? So I trust you got some awesome value out of this. What I invite you to do is to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Also, if you want to see more videos like this one, what I invite you to do is to go over to kennysantos.com, and while you're there, you can even put your name and email in. You're going to get an awesome audio on how to grow your business, all right? Take care and create a great day.